MexCan.
Young perceptions of the world.
What's up, guys? Welcome
Hi,
back.
everybody.
This is our third podcast, our third episode, and we're quite excited because we got a new topic. And it's something very popular right now. And it crossed my mind, and I was like, no, we cannot let this one go. And it is COVID-19 or COVID-20, however you want to call it.
COVID-20 now,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
But yes,
I mean, it's,
the infamous virus that has just changed the world as we know it.
I know.
We thought that would be a good topic because living in Canada and living in Mexico, there are many
Yeah, I mean,
differences.
it's just hard to
Yeah.
avoid it, you know? It's everywhere right now. It is sad. It is something hard. But, I mean, it's something that we must talk about, you know? Just think about it. 2 different countries. Just 2 different ways of managing the situation. So, yeah, that's what we're going to talk about today. Right, Jamin?
Exactly, and I wish that I would have looked up the statistics before making this podcast because I'm not sure what the current rate of like sickness is and how many cases there are right now. But I do know that Mexico has more cases than Canada, so
Yeah, we do have more
yeah.
cases. Well, here in my country, we have like daily conferences, you know, where the person in charge of the health condition of the population here in Mexico gives and shares the information and data about COVID here in Mexico. So yeah, so daily we get more data and we get like the amount of people that have been infected daily and yeah, those kind of information. And yeah, so I got a few questions to ask Jamin because
Ask away.
yeah, I would like to know, you know, I would like to know more about how it's managed in Canada. Because here in Mexico is just so much different. So yeah, tell me, Jamin, how did it all start? You know, like, when was the first time you heard about this virus getting in Canada?
Okay, that's a really good question. The first time that I heard about coronavirus was actually in January in my very first week of studies in Guadalajara, and a teacher mentioned it to me and he was like, hey,
yeah.
have you heard of coronavirus? And I was like, no, what's that? And when I looked it up when I got home that day, I saw a little bit of information about it. Like, there really wasn't that much yet because it was still pretty contained in China at the time, and the whole world really didn't know what was about to happen. But I think when things really started to change, that would be in March, because schools started shutting down here in March. My siblings and I, we started to stay home in March, and yeah, I would say that like March was like when everything just went
I
to
think it was like
well, I wouldn't
March
say-
was something like worldwide, you know. Well, I think
Yeah.
mostly here in America, because like it happened the same thing here in Mexico, and I remember that I was here in my hometown. But I was not here because of COVID. I was just here because of vacation. I had a few days off, and I was just, you know, coming down here to visit my family. But then I heard all of this thing happening and going on. Then the classes were canceled. So I was like, what am I supposed to do? Should I just go back to where I'm studying, or should I just stay here with my family? And then, well, I decided to stay here, and that happened in March, yeah.
The unfortunate
yeah.
thing is that because Alan wasn't planning on staying with his family, he didn't really bring that many things with him because he only packed for like a weekend trip. So everything, all of his possessions and all of that are in another city right now, and he hasn't gone back since. So I bet you're pretty anxious to go back to your old room where you're studying, aren't you?
I mean, I am, you know, I'm missing my place, right? I got used to being there for a few months.
Yeah, that's to be expected.
And all of a sudden just coming back to the place where you were born and where you spent a lot of time. And I mean, I got all excited just to go to another state just for studying, and then just coming back here,
Yeah.
just like that. But I mean, I'm with my family, and at least I know I'm sure here, and you know, I'm taking care of my family as well, and they're taking care of
Yeah, that's
of
really
me. So
commendable.
I mean, I feel lucky because, you know, I got people around me. We take care of each other, so
Yeah. I think that's really good that you stayed with your family. I remember when you were in the
Yeah.
airport and you were like, oh, should I go? And you were in the airport actually waiting to board your flight.
Yeah,
But
I know,
I
and it
think it
got
was for
delayed.
the best that
It
you
got
stayed.
delayed, so
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
it
thought
got
that was a
delayed.
sign, and I was like, right,
Yeah.
all right, something's
Speaking of
telling me
that.
just to stay here. But Jamin, I would like to ask you, what are some of the methods or like things that the government did for your country and taking care of people? What was it
Well,
like?
I'm definitely no expert on this matter, but
Come
one
on.
of the things that our government did was break it up into like phases. So we were in different phases, and when everything started to just shut down, everyone was panicking. We didn't really know what the heck was going to happen, and I'm afraid to say that Canada and many Canadians were the people who were stocking up on toilet paper. When we went to the grocery store, there was never
Yeah,
any
people
toilet
getting
paper.
crazy
It was
about toilet
crazy.
paper.
But I would say that something the government did, well, besides shutting everything down and making it so that basically just restaurants and grocery stores were open, that was the extent of it for the first few months. But now things have started opening up since about July, and those are the phases. So one of the phases was like people being allowed to go into restaurants and actually eat in and not just delivery. And then one of the other phases happens to be like opening movie theaters, and I think movie theaters recently just opened like maybe 2 weeks ago, a week ago. And one thing I noticed is that a lot of places are having deals, because I think what they're doing is they're trying to convince people to go to their stores, because for so long we've been, scared of going to those places. But yeah, and how about you? Because I think Mexico is a lot more strict on this matter, because you were telling me about mandatory masks and everything. And here, masks aren't mandatory.
They are. They're supposed to be mandatory here, and everyone must be wearing a mask when you go out. Even in the car, you must be wearing the mask. But here, people, they're just not, they're just not following those rules. I mean, not all of them. I believe most of the people here have seen the problem that is going on, and they're just like taking responsibility and wearing masks, But at the beginning of it, there was people who would not wear a mask because they would not believe in this thing. But then, people around them got sick and got the virus, and then they realized, those people who would not wear those masks, they realized that it was a real thing, And yeah, we have more rules, like only 2 people can go in a car. Not all of
That's
states,
still in place?
Some places have these rules still, but I mean, for example, in my place, in my state, they had this rule where only 2 people could go in a car. But after a few days, just like people would not follow, and they would just go out with the whole family, with kids, and you'd see vans outside with the whole family on it, and I mean, you could just tell that they were not like following the rules, but yeah, some rules are kind of like strict here. What else we have here? Yeah, I mean, like all places closed, like a lot of places, like a lot of stores closed. Movie theaters, they're not open yet. And I remember a few weekends, everything was shut down, like markets and just everything. You could just not go out. Everything would be closed. But that was just like something that worked for a few weekends, not the whole week. And yeah.
Well, I think something important to mention is that markets are very important to many Mexicans. Like, that is like something that I've noticed is that people go grocery shopping more frequently in Mexico because the produce is fresh, so they go in the mornings to the markets. And where I live, we usually just go grocery shopping once or twice a week. So I guess having the pandemic wasn't as disastrous here as it is in Mexico. And I mean,
Yeah, no,
I've been
it's so
fortunate,
crazy.
you've been fortunate, we've been, safe and everything like that, and I'm really grateful for that. But I do know that here I think it's definitely a lot easier to go to the stores less, because we're used to going less, once a week. But for you, I mean,
No, yeah.
for Mexicans, I mean, I think it's more
Yeah,
common
you're
to
right.
go almost
You're right.
every day
I
or
mean,
something.
my mom is the one who goes to the grocery store, and I consider that to be too risky, because a lot of people go to the grocery store. Even like, it's more common they go to the grocery store when they get paid. That is something
Yeah.
when, I mean, the whole city gets crazy. Banks. I had to go to the bank a few days, and I just don't wanted to go down there. Like, no wanted to go out of the car, because it would just be a lot of people. They were not keeping the distance, like social distance, and you're supposed to be like a meter and a half away from each other, so people would not respect that, and I would just make me feel, and make anyone feel like uncomfortable, not the safety, or not safe enough, but yeah, I mean, it's too risky, but there has to be one. There has to be one that goes to the grocery store to get home supplies. It has to be at least each 15 days.
Yeah, it's very difficult. Times
know.
have definitely been tough, and I really hope that, things can just get better soon. And it's been really difficult, and
Yeah, and it's just very
Yeah.
stressful. I mean, it's been hard for me to control these emotions, because, being on my own here with my family, but at the same time studying my university classes, and I only took four classes, and I usually take six, up to seven classes. But even though there were only four classes, it was just like crazy for me, because learning online, it was just so different. I mean, I'm not used to that. Jamin, you are pretty used to that, and you know how it works. But studying like engineering and math classes and physics classes online, it was so different, and it was hard for me at the beginning, and pretty stressful. I mean,
but I think you're coping very well. I mean,
Yeah.
you already
Took me a-
mentioned I
yeah.
actually like online classes, and that was a bonus. When I heard that my university was having online
Yeah.
classes, I was very happy. But I am always worried as well, because like my grandma, for example, she's the one who goes and gets groceries in her household, and just knowing that my grandma's out there, someone who could very easily get sick,
Yeah.
she already has health conditions, so it
Yeah, it's
worries
so
me
hard.
every day. It's not even just me, it's just my family that I worry about more than anything. And yeah, and I don't know, it's just been difficult. This whole
Yeah.
topic just makes me really sad, but I think it's important to listen to and hear about other people's experiences. And
Yeah, it makes you a little bit like you're not the only one, going through the same thing.
yeah.
And I've been trying to do exercise just to release those negative feelings, but I mean, it does the job. I hear that at the end of my classes, that having routines is what keep you up with everything around you. But when you break down that routine, those habits that you used to have, it's just so so scary, and that uncertainty, like not knowing what is gonna happen, is just so bad for humans.
I think basically it's good to have a sense of normalcy in
I
these
know.
crazy times where everything has changed. At least there is some routine, something that you're used to. And yeah, you're not used to studying where you live with your family,
I know,
so
yeah.
it's been a big change, definitely. And also, I was meaning to ask you, in supermarkets and grocery stores, I know that you're not the person who goes grocery shopping, but are there any differences there? Like, are there arrows that you have to follow where you can only go down certain aisles? Because that's how it is here. Not everyone enforces them, and by the way, I am guilty of that. Sometimes I don't even realize that I'm
Yeah.
going the wrong way down an aisle, but yeah, is that how it is there as well? Do you have like arrows and stuff?
Well, I only went to the grocery store like a few times, just like one time or two times. But Yeah, I remember seeing like few like signals, like things that would make you aware of this situation, and that you have to be like apart from each other a few meters.
Okay, so it's a little bit similar, yeah.
But my mom said sorry that
Oh, no,
those how do you call them? I forgot a name. The trolleys. That's a
What
British word.
trolleys, I love it when
the
you
shopping
say
car?
trolleys. Shopping carts,
Yeah, the shopping cart. Sorry for that. I mean, the
It was
shopping
cute.
cart. They would need to be like sanitized, like clean before
Ah, yes.
coming into the grocery store. Well, yeah.
This might be a controversial thing, but like when we go into grocery stores, like I go into the grocery store like quite often here. I'm usually the one who goes because my mom hates going grocery shopping, so I like to just do it. I don't really mind, and there's one near our house that doesn't have many people, so I usually just offer to go. But anyway, one thing that really just I don't understand this. So I try to wear a mask as frequently as I can.
Yeah.
And there's always a bottle of hand sanitizer when you walk right into the store, but it's the kind of hand sanitizer you have to like push down. And I never understood why people use hand sanitizer before they get into the store.
Yeah,
and
I know.
nonetheless, it's not even like an automatic dispenser.
Yeah.
It's one you have to touch, and that to me it feels like you're just purposely touching more germs because you have to
Exactly, yeah.
push the bottle. I don't understand why people
Kind
do
of
that.
like
Every
does
time I
not
see
make
it, I'm
sense,
like,
And
Yeah.
I seen videos where the people trying to fix that problem and getting like your foot to press something down, and so you can get hand sanitizer without touching
yeah, like
it,
an automatic dispenser, yeah.
something like that. But I think it would just be too expensive or hard to get it all around the world, because
Everywhere.
yeah. But
Because I've seen it in some places, and I use it if it's automatic. But if I have to touch it, especially if I'm
Yeah.
walking into the store, I just avoid
I think the
that.
best thing to do here is just to get your own one, Get a hand
Yeah,
sanitizer
exactly.
at
Just
the
keep it
store.
in your purse, your bag.
I know,
or
yeah, that's
wear
what I do.
gloves.
We here in my house, we have like lots of those. We got like 4 bottles, and we
Hand sanitizer.
you see
everywhere.
it everywhere. Hand sanitizer just to put it on, but yeah.
Is it still worth like gold? Like when coronavirus first started getting really bad, hand sanitizer, toilet paper, all of that like just spiked. So is hand sanitizer still really expensive for you?
Oh yeah.
Is it?
Yes, it got expensive. Gloves too. I remember when I was still in Querétaro, I heard of the first case in Mexico back in February, I think. February 28th.
Yes, I remember.
And
We went to the store and
they had none already. And
that was in February.
Yeah, and it had been like 2 days already, and it was just gone. No hand sanitizer, no gloves, no anything, no mask. So I was almost freaking out, but then I was like, all right, you gotta calm down. Just one case.
Yeah.
You figure it out, and then
It's good that you called.
yeah, then luckily I had to come here and just stay here with my family.
Yeah.
They're expensive. You know what I did?
noticed-
I got those
What?
masks from Costco. No sponsor.
Oh.
But yeah, they were cheap.
Good for Costco.
Yeah, they were cheap, but they were good. They're good. I mean, we still have those, and you can like wash them out. We have 10 times, up to 10 times.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty cool, and yeah, we have those, and they're cheap because we used to get like masks that you can use them only once,
Yeah,
and
disposable ones.
yeah, but they're just too expensive.
You know what's funny about those blue disposable masks? I used to have a big box of those from when I used to do eyelash extensions. My dad got me a box of
Yeah.
those for like $2, and it had like 50 masks or something like that. And now when I look at those same masks, they're like $35 for even less than 50
Yeah, the price
masks.
went
And I'm
up.
just like, yeah, it's crazy. And we still have those old masks, but I definitely prefer reusable ones. I just find them easier to breathe with.
Mhm. I mean, and I think like there are some companies that took advantage of this, sadly, because they saw this opportunity just to grow as a company and sell more stuff. I
It's
heard
so
people
true.
saying like those N95 masks. They like they're
Those are like
yeah, but I heard people saying like no, there's an N100. and it's even better. I mean, does that even exist? But like,
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I just know that masks are just like
there's a lot of information
high
that you
demand.
cannot trust.
Yeah.
That's another problem
Exactly.
here. When it all started, people would share a lot of stuff and post on Facebook and on Twitter, and it was just fake news, and people would go crazy about those news.
Well, it was like everybody wanted to know as much as they could,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
it was so hard to know what to trust. And
Mhm.
at first, every day I used to look on Twitter and everything, and I'd
Yeah,
look
me
how many
too.
cases are here, and like, yeah, but now I just can't anymore. It just brings me into such a negative
Yeah,
headspace,
exactly. Yeah.
and I can't do
You
it.
just gotta like focus on other things. Just trying to be productive. Finding new things to do, such as exercising, or I know. I mean, I've tried so many things with my family, and some things have not worked. Some things have worked. I got a new MIDI controller, so I could play more music and make songs for intros, and
Like
yeah.
this one.
I mean, there's just like tons of ways that you can like get pretty busy
Stay
on.
busy.
So you don't have to be thinking of things like this. Something that I have to mention that I have been used here in my country is that we have like traffic lights, but made for COVID. So it's like if you see like a red light, it's just like something that you see on news. This state is on red light. It means that there are a lot of people
Oh.
infected, and you're not
Okay,
allowed to
okay.
go out that much.
Yeah.
And then you go to orange. That means that there is some kind of it's going.
Yeah.
It's bad, but not too bad like red. Then you go down to yellow, and that means that you're going good now. You have like less cases, and the last one is green, I think. Yeah, and that means that
Everything's
you
good.
can like actually go out now. So I don't think there's any state right now that has like a green light.
What's normal right now, though?
Yes,
Is it orange or
Yeah, there are
yellow?
some that are yellow. There are some that are orange. But yeah.
Are any still red?
Yeah, there are some that are red. Mine was red, just like the last week, I think.
Is
It's
it
been going
still?
up and down, like red, you go
Okay,
back
so it changes.
to orange, and then just go back to red. It's something hard.
That's a good system to have. I know that where I live, the province where I live, it was one of the last places in Canada to actually get coronavirus, and actually right now it's one of the places that still has the least amount, so that's really good. Yeah, but I really want to go see Alan so bad, and it's
know.
very, very difficult. I want to see him
It's
so
so
bad.
risky, and something that I would get too worried about. You flying, you being at an airport, which
I
is
know.
it was one of the main ways of getting infected. That's how it got from China to our countries.
Exactly.
Just by traveling.
which-
So yeah, it's something that's very hard. It's not easy.
That's kind of why we decided to create this podcast,
Yeah.
though, to like
Keep us
live,
together.
travel, through our stories
Yeah,
and
plus we
work
can
on a
share-
project together.
Yeah, we can share
Mhm.
our stories and the way we're going. We're living right now. All these.
Exactly.
Yeah, all these things, and well, it's been hard. It's been hard for
It has
everyone,
been.
but I think we're almost done. But we can share a few tips that we've learned. I mean, I personally like. I would say that find a routine. Get new habits.
That's a good one.
Find something new to do. Even though you think that you don't like it, just try, go for it. And if you don't like it, there's so many things that you can do. Right now we have like online resources. We have like things to do with our friends. Right now I've been playing Call of Duty mobile. I don't have like a console.
We love
Yeah, so
It's awesome.
you get pretty entertained by
Yeah.
that. Yeah, there's so many things, but find a routine, find a habit. Those habits that you need. Because I am, sometimes I've been feeling restless and not feeling well at night and not being able to fall asleep. I mean, just because of the anxiety. But we gotta find the ways just to get calm. Everything's gonna be alright. We already have like a vaccine.
Yeah,
I mean,
vaccine.
that's what it was supposed to be true, in Russia, but hopefully it's right.
I never heard about that. I keep hearing about different places that have
Yeah.
vaccines.
Just
Honestly,
need it
I
right
don't
now.
really trust the whole vaccine thing, but that's another controversial topic. I just think
Yeah.
everything that's going on right now, it's just very difficult to know what's the best path of action. But no, I definitely agree with your routine. I think that that's a really good tip to give people. Get into the routine, and as you said, try to exercise. That's something that I definitely want to incorporate more. When I first got back home in March, I definitely tried to keep up with exercising because it was cold outside, but I've been so bad at maintaining routine, and now that school started today, actually it's my first day of university today, I definitely want to get back into that routine, so that's definitely something that I will incorporate, so thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, there are so many things that we can do just to feel better, and if you have any creative ability or any other skill, I would suggest just creating content, digital content. So just like us. I mean, we're not
Yeah,
professionals
that's a
at
really
all. But
no, definitely not, but we're using this
Yeah.
time to make something, and I think it's
Yeah.
really awesome. And yeah, I definitely agree, and I've started making videos, I've gotten some new hobbies, so I think another
Yeah,
tip that
there's
we
so
can
many
give people
things.
is just find some hobbies, like
Yeah.
try something new that you've been scared of.
learn new languages,
I mean,
which is gonna be another
Exactly.
topic. So wait for it. We're gonna have it.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, special episode. Learning foreign language, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we might have some.
I think that's going to be a very exciting one. I'm so
Yeah.
excited for that
Me
topic
too.
because I love languages, and Alan is fluent in English, obviously, as you can hear. So I think we're going to have a lot to say on that topic. But for that now, thank you so much
Yeah.
for listening to this podcast. I hope that you
Really
have
happy.
maybe learned a thing or two, or if you want, you can leave us a comment.
Yeah.
or,
I want.
Send us a voice message so we can hear
Exactly.
what you
Yeah,
have
we would
to
like
say
to
and-
get more interaction from you, even though it's
Yeah.
not a huge audience. I mean, if you have any comment or any opinion or any idea that you would like to share with us,
love
just
to hear it.
let us know, and we will hear you. We'll hear you. And don't
Exactly.
forget to
Well-
follow us on our social media. You can find me on Instagram as @Allen_SL. @Allen_SL, and you can find Jamin as.
I don't use Instagram much, but you can find me as Jamin Nicole, Jamen Nicole, and yeah, and you can also find us on YouTube
Yeah.
if you haven't watched us on
Yeah, you
there
have
yet.
so many options. All right, so you can have it on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Thank you so
those
much
are
for
the
listening
main
to us.
platforms.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.